Alright people, it's DJ ST. I'm back, and this time I'm doing a bassline tutorial, as you can clearly see. And let me just start off by saying sorry if it lagged up a little bit at times. Obviously that's because Omnisphere is a very demanding VST, which is what I'm using here, and whenever my roads are playing, you know, that dun, dun, well, that's going to literally rip the hell out of my computer CPU. But yeah, okay, first of all, the software that I'm using is FL Studio 12, and I'm just showing you guys how I do it, and you know, how I think that bassline should really progress to, and how it should really move towards, because I work with a really good producer called Shapeshifter, and he's so awesome at DJing, at producing. He's not the best, but he is the best in his own kind of way. He has his own kind of creativity, we all do, and every time I'm talking with him about how the bassline should move, I'm always talking about how bassline, you know, people are getting the wrong idea. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, we have our own scheme that we stick to, which we're proud of, but I thought, you know what, I need to share that with people, which is why I'm doing this video. And I'm going to teach anybody, you know, who's just started producing, how you can get your music sounding at this standard. This tune isn't even finished yet, I was just working on it, but I'm going to teach you now how it works. Whenever you get FL Studio, yeah, you need to just familiarize yourself first with the software. I'm talking to you as if to say you already know, you know, how to function the software, because there's no use in me talking to you saying, oh, this is what does this, this is what does this, this is what does this. If you want to learn FL Studio, learn it yourself by going on YouTube and searching for a tutorial for how to use FL. I'm talking about how to make bassline music. You need to know how to use FL first if you want to follow this tutorial, and I strongly recommend that you actually learn it, because FL Studio is not as hard as Logic and Ableton and Reason. It's the easiest software you're ever gonna use, and people will argue with me forever, end on saying, oh, Logic's so simple. No, Logic's not simple. You have to create an audio track every time you want to put a new sound in. I ain't got time to fight for that. So now I'm going to show you how it's done now. You start off with your kick drums, you start off with your hi-hats, you start off with your claps, and you start off with your snares. Bassline sounds are good. Bassline music is going to sound like this. You're going to have a 4/4. This is a 4/4 drum pattern first of all. Just teaching you that. You can use snares as well as claps, it doesn't matter. I'm using snares in this instance. These are called double snares. I'm going to refer to these in videos as double snares. This is because there's two of them and they're in between. They're mirroring each other on the drum step sequencer, and it sounds like this. You'd have all heard that at some point if you're into bassline. The way that it tends to go is sometimes it's like this. Could do that sometimes in some of the old songs. Your BPM is down to you. The BPM is this up here, obviously. My old tunes will be at 135, like not my old tunes. The old tunes are always at 140. New tunes tend to be down at about 130, but I don't want to be doing that. I want to be staying at my 140 for this track, of course. And I'm going to teach you how all of this is put together. I'm giving you a quick tutorial, you know, a quick 10-minute tutorial on how bassline is put together. It's a combination of drums, basses, which are made by synthesizers, and you know, synths, which are also by synthesizers too. These are synths here. These are just the raw things that you need to know. Your drums come first, your basses come second, so I'll play them out now. Then your basses. My vocal chops are just, these are just vocal chops that I've put from the vocal, but this is the synth that I'm using. They're just Nexus strings, as you can see here. Nexus is just another VST that you should get. So we go back to the beginning of the track. You can hear, if you listen to each, if you look at each track, you've got the vocal here, you've got the synths here, and you've got little drums that I've got here as well. These are just drums. Don't pay attention to those. There's just drums that I've used for the introduction and that. As you can see, there's only 4 channels being used there: the vocal, the synth, the drums, and the, well, yeah, it's vocals again, so it's technically 3. Then it increases as you go through the tune. If you're wondering what these are just automations that I've added to the Rhodes. The Rhodes are literally just like pianos, but they're different kind of pianos, in it. And you'll get them in synthesizers. If you search for Rhodes in your synthesizers, you'll find them. And I really like Rhodes. They sound amazing. As you can see, these are my chord sequence. This is my chord sequence that I have here. It's in a certain key. I can't even remember. I think it's in D minor or something. Probably D major. I'm not too sure. It's got, nah, it can't be that. It must be like C sharp minor. I really can't remember. It's got a lot of black keys, but I just go with what I feel like sometimes. But it's best to stick to a key when you're making music, always, because it will make the song sound correct. If you start off with a vocal, you want to base your track off of the vocal's key. You don't want to be going off and doing your own thing. Otherwise, that means you've got to do pitch correction, which is this. It's called new tone, and it's nice. I actually like it because you can actually like toy with the vocal and change the vocal to how you want it to sound, so that it's not sounding like everyone else's remixes, which is something I might take up. I've done it in my Destiny remix as well, and all you do is just drag them up and down. As you can hear, it just basically changes the tone. I'm going to leave that alone. An editor that you're going to want to use is Edison. It's like Audacity, but even better. It hasn't got everything that Audacity has got, but it's really good. This is just my tag here.
SD production.
And that's what a tag is, if you're wondering what them sounds are. You're like, oh, Big Bad TS7 or something like that, or Old Type Man Like Darksea. Yeah, one of them little tags. That's what they're called, just tags, if you don't know yet. It's this little thing. And that just identifies the track as being made by me. These are little things that you want to grab together. You want samples for your drums, for your vocals, for all sorts, for your tags, for your uplifters. This is an uplifter here. That's just like, you can make your own uplifters using white noise, but this is just a sample. And I like the way that they sound. They'll look like this and they'll look a little bit funny. If your sounds are too loud, you just want to know this. Always do this at one point. Click and scroll up, because when you first get a item, yeah, it's gonna be like this. If you listen to it, it's way too loud. That's because it's not on a track yet. If you put it on a track, the track that I've assigned for it is number 17. You click the mixer, you can see that that is turned all the way down. So now, it's nice and quiet. Sorry about when it lags. It's just literally these Rhodes here. They're really annoying when they're on the playlist. But that's it, guys. That's all you can really get started with, is just work on your drums, work on your melodies with your synthesizers, punch in these piano notes and play around and toy around and add layers, add patterns as layers. It's all this is when you're making songs. You're adding layers, just like when you're making pictures. You're adding layers to your songs, adding more. Don't add too much, and remember that less is more, and that's what's going to get you nice sounding bassline tunes, because it's all about making them sound really simple but effective. I'll refer you to certain synthesizers that I use. Massive is the main one for your basses that you're going to want to use. It's made by Native Instruments. I use PGA-X. It's an old little plugin, and yeah, that's crashed FL. That has crashed FL. Sorry about that, but yeah, I will leave it at that, guys. But yeah, thanks for watching. At least I got a nice little background to finish on. If you want anything more answering, any questions, comment below and I'll answer it to you in a new video or right there and then. So thanks for watching, guys. This is DJ ST, done and dusted.